So first off, I'm gonna start by drawing her head. So this is just an empty sketch of a circle, so I get the idea of how her head is gonna be. Remember, this is only the forehead and the head is gonna be drawn now. Now I'm going to be starting to draw the sides of her head. Now that that's done, I'm gonna slowly move to her chin. As you can see, I don't want to make it too sharp or too blunt, and I want it not very sharp, but it's like a medium. I want it this way because I want it to look not very natural. I want it to look cartoony and like gacha style. Now I'm gonna just make a little circle. As you can see, that circle was made for the nose. The neck will be changed later on, but now I'm just gonna draw a simple neck. And now I'm gonna connect both of the necks with her collar. If you were wondering what these lines are, they indicate me where the ears and the eyes go. So this is the bridge of her head, the top of her head actually. This is her hair now. As you can see, I want the hair to be a little curly and bushy. Now I'm drawing the ear. Little earring for her, then the other side, because then I can use her ear as a template to where the hair should end. Now let's continue the other side of her head. I'm going to be using the ear as an indicator as I told you earlier, so I stopped there. Now let's draw the buns on top of her head, which it actually looks like apples here, I must say, especially after the blending tools are used. So stick through the video so you can see where I use it. Now for the little strokes and the little ear puff. It's not coming out of the ear, it's just the rest of her hair coming out. Now that I'm done with that, I'm gonna just add a little shadow beneath her chin. Yes, this is gonna change later on because it looks like a beard, and it's gonna change. While I was drawing this, my mom did tell me that this somewhat looks like a cat, and there was no intention of making it look like a cat. So I'm just drawing the little hair. I'm drawing random strands here and there because that's how I want it. So I've erased the unwanted little lines because now I have the little shadow, so I'm just gonna lightly trace it over, and then I'm gonna draw her eyes. Oops, I think I started way too low because this looks something like a cat. But I think I'll stick with it because later on it'll look good. As you can see, with the round nose, it does look like a cat. So I'm making the little eyelash over there at the end. Now I'm going to extend the eyelash a little and connect it to the bottom half. Now for the eyeballs, I want her to be looking to the right. So, oops, I think I drew the eyes wrong. It's a little boppy. I'll change it in a sec. Okay, now that I've erased that, I'm gonna make the eyes a little more to the side and not a little droopy. Yeah, that's perfect. Now I'm gonna add the highlights. As you can see, I'm adding a second circle, but that will soon go away. Now let's fill it in. We're done. Now let's do the nose. I'm erasing it here, so I have the little shadow thing for the circle, and I can just draw over it and draw better nose. As you can see, I went for a very small nose because it'll look better that way. And now for the eyebrows. The right eyebrow, I want it to be a little shorter than the left one. As you can see, I'm actually trying to fill in the inside without leaving any gaps. If you see any gaps, why I'm not fixing it, because at the end it's gonna look very nice. Also, like with the blender, it's gonna look very nice. I'm drawing the mouth here. So first I'm just gonna draw a line in the center, and then I'm gonna add the lips. Oops, I think I made a mistake. It looks a little lopsided, so I'm gonna fix that. Now, let's remove the highlights or the indicators because we don't need it anymore. Now let's add a few little eyelashes on the bottom of her eye. We don't want a lot because it'll look rather shabby. That's it. Now I'm gonna darken the eyebrows and add a little detail. Darken the eyeshadow because why not? Now we're going back to the hair. Let's fix the thin strands that are coming from the side, and let's add a little more strokes. Even for the buns, let's do that. Some more detail. And this is where I left the apple vibe and I started getting pumpkins. It's like a really dark eyeshadowed girl with pumpkins in her head. It's not that good. Now let's go back to the shadow beneath her chin. I didn't like it here because it looked kind of like a beard, and that doesn't look very good, so I erased everything completely. Now I'm fixing the little lips. Then I'm gonna add a few more strokes. Then it's time for the details. These are the shadows. Actually I'm shading it here, so it's gonna look good. If this is not very good, or if you think it's not very nice, then I apologize and I'll try to make a better video next time. I'm not really good at using the blender very much because it's new to me, but I did figure out how to use it and when to use it. So here's the blending. So it's called a blending stump, but I sometimes call it a blender because it's just blends our shadows, and that's how I used to call it. Now I'm just finishing the blending. Now you can take it slowly, as slow as you can. Take your sweet time. I'm just going fast here because this is actually a very slow video that I sped up just for you, so I can stop here. I lost a few footage because I don't know why a message popped up and stuff, but it's this is the final result. Now I'm gonna wipe it down with the blending cloth. What it does is it actually smoothens the blends that you've done, and it's just used at the end. As you can see, I've used it quite a lot. Let's finish off the hair and smooth it up a little. And erase the cheek lines because I don't really like it very much. But before that, I'm just gonna do a little checking if everything's right. Then I'm gonna draw a little collar or the shirt. I'm not gonna do any shading in the shirt because I want it to stand out. Now I'm gonna fix it because I don't want it to look sharp on one side and blunt on the other. So I'm fixing the shoulder blades here. Just darkening up the shirt a little. And now erasing the cheekbones, because the blend there didn't look very nice. And of course, this is the first time I'm doing an actual finished drawing with the blending stump. Other than that, I've only done stumps. So I wanted to share this first time experience with you all. I hope you like it. Please subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to leave a like, comment down below, and share it to your friends who you think might like it. Bye bye.